So as today is the 1st of December, I just wanted to make a quick video to announce 3 things. The first thing is the present that I whipped together for my significant other this Christmas. The second thing is basically the 3 colour mixing techniques that I use for this project that you can do yourself. And also I'm just going to announce a couple of projects we've been working on that will be coming to YouTube next year. So something that's been trending all over the internet right now is actually cheese advent calendars. Through a conversation I was having with my significant other recently, I got Ben, I love the presents that you make me, but I just don't have room anymore. I didn't realise how many things I've made over the years as gifts and how much room that was actually taking up. So I had to adapt this idea so that it was reusable in the future. So basically I picked up this wooden advent calendar and 4 different acrylic paints, and also I went to use my favourite goat's hairbrush. So this one is quite soft, and that just means that it's going to hold a lot more paint as well and apply very smoothly, and that's important to this painting technique. First thing I did was just grab my Orado del Palo background colour, and that's just like a thicker paint in putty, so that's an off cream sort of colour, and covered my entire calendar, not the drawers. Now before you start painting anything, you have to work out how many colours you're going to use and the positioning of them as well. You could probably use up to 5 or 6 colours. You could have done diagonal stripes with it. I ended up going like this. So it looks like it's a little bit mixed up, but basically I've gone with my palest colours at the top and then ombre down to the bottom, which has my stronger colours. The colours that I wanted to go for were a little bit more earthy, but also bright and Christmassy as well. So the easiest way to do that was to use complementary colours, which are the colours that are found on opposite sides of the colour wheel. For this particular brush technique, it is super important that once you've done your base coat, you don't actually wash the brush out. I then went in with my Matisse Heritage Red background paint, which is a nice solid coverage, and I just dipped that in and painted my very first box. As you'll notice, as I painted, the white started to come through, which actually just automatically changed the shade to lighter reds and lighter pinks, which is a super easy way to colour mix. Then again, without washing out the brush, I then went in with a complementary colour. Because it's Christmas, it's very lucky that the complement to red is green. So I chose my Global Green Oxide, and that's an impasto again, so that's nice and thick, and just dipped that in. And so as I was painting along, it actually started to turn the colours a little bit more earthy rather than your nice bright greens. Then finally, this was the trickiest part. I really wanted a little bit of gold, but again I didn't want it so vibrant that it took away from my colour scheme. So I then went in with my Matisse structure in a light metallic gold. So basically this colour is transparent, which means that I was going to need a little bit more colour to actually do this. The very first box I just directly put the paint onto it and then I brushed it over. The previous colours automatically started to come through, so I had to use a little bit more of the putty and actually start mixing my colours on the frame so that the colour gold would get a little bit lighter. I literally just hand drew my numbers on with a permanent marker. That was nice and easy. Because it's got the barrier of the paint, it didn't actually bleed on the wood. Normally I'd use something oil-based because that sticks on top of everything. And then I got to the fun part, the shopping. And I ended up going with a huge array of cheeses, and I also grabbed a couple of other bits as well, like quince paste, and broke it up with a couple of nut packets as well. And then I got some little Christmas cards, which I actually wrote a description on each of them with the type of product or cheese and a little bit of information about them as well. Now being in Australia, it does get really hot over summer, so obviously I couldn't stick this whole thing in the fridge. So basically the drawers contain a chocolate and a little description of the cheese, and then in the fridge there's a plastic container and it's got all the cheeses wrapped up in a Ziploc bag to keep them nice and fresh. So each day the description can be read and the corresponding package can be opened. So this really isn't a tutorial video, it's more of an announcement video, and I'm going to take this moment just to reveal that next year we will be releasing a little bit of a craft series for younger kids, and then there's going to be one for people that want to really explore art and learn some new techniques. We've got stuff from painting techniques to scrapbooking, card making, bit of Zentangle in there as well. So it's going to be very exciting. Thank you for staying with me throughout the duration of this video, and have a very Merry Christmas.